thank you for that, first of all. It's been really good. I've seen your articles in the newspapers. I think it was Telegraph or the Times. I think it was the Telegraph, where they did an article about you and your traveling as well. One of the things I just want to back up and say really thank you. You saved me £350,000, by the way. So I've been in property 20 years, but I've never come onto the social media. I was on Facebook. I was only on Facebook 7 years ago. So I came into this new property community. I've done it traditional, Asian way. And a guy called Glenn Armstrong approached me for 350,000. So I was like, okay, he's a cheeky chap, all that kind of London thing. Typed it in. Your thing came up first, PT. If I hadn't read that, I would have probably gone for it. I read it. I read other people's posts, incredible amount of insights and comments. And I decided within an hour of reading your stuff on Property Tribe, 350K, I cancelled it straight off. So thank you for that. So it does actually help. And it did help me 7 years ago.
Oh, wow. That just shows the power of community generated content. And, I'm just one of 60,000 members. It's, some people seem to think it's me solely creating all the content. It's not like that at all. I do write the odd article. I do obviously create video content, but it's community generated content, and that's why it's so healthy, because it can't have any bias, it can't have any agenda, because there's too many people creating it.
Vanessa, how are you doing? Thank you for that. It was amazing listening to that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Property Tribe is amazing. Hats off to you and to your husband.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I'd like to say that I've been in property for 40 years. And I started with a very small Coronation Street type house, which I bought for £12,000.
Oh, those were the days.
And I'm presently developing a £5 million block of flats. So basically, I have to say to you, congratulations, well done. I am highly impressed because you have been a breath of fresh air. You have put a superb lecture forward, and the one thing which I would like to impress upon anybody that's at this meeting is the fact and the truth that you have got, that you've said there is no get-rich-quick formula, absolutely none. And unfortunately, there are a lot of sharks about and a lot of people who pay you for something which you don't really get. Well done. If there is going to be regulation from the government, I would support it 150%, but well done.
Well, John, thank you so much. That means so much to me, coming from a landlord of your 40 years experience. So I'm going to bow down to you and say thank you ever so much for your wonderful feedback. And that does mean a lot to me, because as some of you will know, I've taken a lot of online abuse for my stance against, the nefarious quarter of the wealth creation industry. So to hear validation from somebody such as yourself is it means a lot to me. And I think, we as a community can all work together to highlight, bad practice and where promises are made but not delivered upon. So, we as a community, as I mentioned, can self-regulate to quite a large extent. And to be honest, I quite feel that self-regulation is one of the healthiest forms of regulation. Government can put in regulations, but they just don't have the budgets to enforce them. We're seeing that with, criminal landlords. There's all these regulations and landlords aren't sticking to them, and there's nobody enforcing them, even though, you can be fined up to £30,000 in some cases. So, we can't rely on governments. We as a sector and a community, we can make a difference ourselves just by helping newbies find their way. And, Property Tribes, I think it's really important to know, I welcome the opportunity to say this, Property Tribes does not dictate anything to anybody. Property Tribes is like a data bank of a huge amount of knowledge, and it's like signposts. It will signpost you to where you need to go to get that bit of information. Whatever anybody wants to do in their property world is absolutely nothing to do with me. I respect everybody's decision and the way that they take their own journey forward. All I like to do is I try and share things that help people, you know, build their knowledge and make an informed decision based on their own opinion. And it's very, very healthy to have information from multiple inputs. If you only have information from one input, which is what I would describe a property guru, it's just a singularity, it's their view, you're not allowed to consider anything else. That's very unhealthy. You need to have as many different inputs as possible. Try them all on, see what works for you, and then, you know, work it out for yourself, come to your own opinion, and you're standing in a position of responsibility when you do that. And that's incredibly healthy way to build a business. And then you can't say at the end, oh, well, it was so-and-so's fault, because you took responsibility for your decisions and you were in a position to make decisions. And we're all going to make mistakes. I mean, I know I have. And I try and share, you know, where I went wrong, because I don't want other people to experience the pain that I experienced. So yeah, we're very fortunate to have the online world, to have meetings like this, to have forums and groups where we can chat and learn from each other.
And we've got one final